Fardo Launch Facility, Owega City, Planet Keris. Control, this is Shuttle 1705 Gamma, Danis said as her fingers danced over the hologram. Requesting flight plan authorization. Flight plan authorized 1705 Gamma. Danis smiled, requesting clearance to lift off from Pad 15. Clearance granted. Have a good flight, Shuttle 1705 Gamma. Thank you, Control. 1705 out. Danis cut the transmission. You know, Richard, this trip would have been so much more pleasant if you hadn't gotten me banned from Somorsi Field. I didn't get you banned, Danis. You did that on your own. Spare me the scolding. We did that already. Do you understand what really happened there? Oh, but we're using Psi now. I like talking, not shouting over the engines. So, what really happened, brother? The air marshal was furious. Word had gotten around about you pulling these crazy stunts. He was all set to make an example of you. How? By grounding a squadron commander during wartime. He could do that, Richard replied. He can't. Danis, he was a squadron commander more than 30 years ago. He was reinstated when war broke out. He still has his rank. He could have demoted you back to lieutenant. That's highly unlikely. But beneath her words, Richard could feel her unspoken doubt. It was depressing. 15 minutes later, Avenger came into view, her deuterium armored hull glinting copper in the weak sunlight. She's beautiful, Danis thought. That she is, Richard replied. Home, sweet home. Avenger docking control, this is Shuttle 1705 Gamma, requesting permission to dock. Permission granted, 1705. You're cleared into Bay 15. Fiducer, Kusam Hills Apartments, Planet Keris, Orso Planetary System. 12-year-old Faxel Avestan was sitting on the roof with his father, and he marveled at the expanse of the city laid out before him. Situated on a hill, the apartments offered a commanding view of the city skyscrapers. Once upon a time, his mother had told him, these were places for the rich to look out upon the gleaming city and the beautiful forest that separated them. But soon, 1 acre, then another, and another were cut down to feed the growing city, until the small manufacturers had grown into colossal factories, spewing soot into the air. Their paradise spoiled, the residents of the upscale buildings trickled away, leaving them for the lower-class population of the city to occupy. This part of Fiducer used to be for rich people, his mother always said. Only now that it's falling apart, will they let rats like us crawl within the walls? Faxel wished his mother could be happier. But their apartment, too, was falling apart. And even with both parents working double shifts, they still barely made enough to buy food. He looked at his father. He rarely had anything positive to say about the city. Once upon a time, this was where Keris made its money, he'd told Faxel. Our engineers and mechanics built the parts for all sorts of things. Grav cars, interceptor engines, even the deuterium alloys were made here. Everyone knew that we made the best alloys. Well, maybe the alloys from Nortor were as good. But then came all those new ships. They use new materials, different alloys, and they don't do half as good a job as a proper Fiducer deuterium alloy. But they saved a few credits and, in doing so, wiped out our entire industry. Faxel knew that his father was exaggerating, at least a little. There were still lots of factories, and they were still producing. But even he had to admit there weren't as many lights down below anymore. But it made the view of the city and the stars all the more impressive. He loved the night. They would come up to the roof and look at the stars and talk about things. These were special times, and Faxel didn't want them to end. His father fell silent. "Hey, Dad, is something wrong?" Faxel asked.